because we'd done so much other stuff already, and it
I
was
know you
only
guys have been crazy
Tuesday.
busy. I know. I
Yes.
know. But you
Well, I
guys have
mean,
had like so many, I think, great opportunities that have been opened up to you. And I think it's just absolutely incredible. You totally deserve it. You work your ass off.
stuff already. Nope.
There's oh I hear feedback from someone.
Nope. It was
No,
the
it was you.
live. It was the live. So
Oh yeah, cool.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things thrown at us now. It's just crazy.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see how we go.
It's starting to pay off, right?
I guess so.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't gotten my third house yet, but I'm
Yeah.
working on it. Yeah.
You can just 3D print your next house, Pat.
Well, I will
That's what
actually.
he's planning.
Yeah.
He's been literally practicing that every day. Like look at him. He'll just show off what he's printed now.
It's awesome. Yeah, well, XRP hasn't,
So
All
that was
right,
pretty.
look at this.
Oh, there you
I'm
go.
working on printing this, right? And so the problem is here, let me fix my background. The problem is like I printed it at like 85%, and something's off with the tolerances, so it's a little stiff.
The
So let me,
fingers are stiff. The
yeah,
thumb
the
is
fingers are
fine.
too stiff. So let's see, where's my background? Doggone, I can't even see what. Oh my God.
But you're using the wrong hand.
No. Oh,
Do you
video.
guys remember the joke about showing the hand or the back of the hand? Something about like that about like 10 years
Yeah,
ago.
talk to the
Giving the
hand.
talk to the hand. There it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, like the thumb works pretty good,
Yeah.
but
Oh, there you go.
yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's not working exactly right. So I'm gonna reprint it, but it'll be printed at like 100%, and so it'll be much bigger, but it'll be, like a big giant, yeah. So
What are you gonna do with that one?
Oh.
have it like this.
Oh, it looks like a prize.
That's a yeah, that's a piece he's gonna use putting his review stickers and all that stuff on.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about which.
You're not going to show up to any local city council meetings with that?
Yeah. No, I'm thinking about hosting some coffees at the local networking thing, right? But this has like a big armored, you know, arm on it, and so I'm gonna paint it and then actually print like a Google logo with the stars around it. So I can be like the review. Everyone will remember. By God, everyone's gonna remember who I am, Jay.
That's right. Pat, I've been told that it's not that whether or not somebody loves you or hates you, it's whether or not they remember you. So
Yeah, that's important.
There we go.
there
See,
you
thumbs
go.
up.
So you're going to be known as the hand of Google.
Yes.
Google's right hand.
Talk to the
Yep.
hand.
But see, it'll be a lot more flexible, and then I'll be able to point and then like, hey, what do you think? Google thinks of your website right there, people.
That finger should say web review on it. Each finger could be like AI skills.
Exactly. So yeah, so it's
I love
yeah,
it. I love props.
yeah, exactly. It's
All
coming.
right.
We're using props now.
Finally.
Then there's going to be a puppet show. We're going to have like a little Pat and a little Rock.
Yeah, little puppets.
That'll be great.
Yeah. All right, what is going on,
All right,
everybody?
let's start with some wins. Does anyone have any wins to share? That would be awesome if you have
Alfonso's
some
probably got one, maybe two.
I do.
wins.
Go for it.
Oh, okay. I do. I have $500 for doing some Google PPC review. So that's
Oh, nice.
monthly. And I'm gonna earn it. Let me tell you that. It's kind of a mess. Anyway, so that was just my beginning. Like, this is what we'll do. I think there'll be a $2,000 to $2,500 a month client, but it's one of those, like, you know how what I mean? You have to get in there before, and I'm not trying to fire the other people, but I think they really are kind of already fired, you know? They just,
I mean, that's the best way to fire them. I mean, just show them their
well,
shit,
that's the point. That's why I said,
and
look,
then
I'm
the
not
business
gonna,
owner will fire them.
yeah. And I said, I'm not gonna try to push anybody out. you probably already have strong feelings on this, and I don't want to talk about it, you know? I just want to get in there, see what's going on. What can be improved? How long will it take, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you know, I just feel that that's a much more fair thing. So we'll see. I mean, I definitely know this is going to be long term. I just don't know, is it going to be 500 or more? But that's a win. So yeah,
Congrats. That's
Nice.
awesome.
Very nice.
thanks.
All right. Who else has got a win? Alfonso, were you speaking?
Alfonso's gone.
He's gone.
He's
Oh, he's there.
literally gone. So
He's there.
I had a similar situation. All of a sudden it just kind of landed and it was going to be a voice AI. But the guy he's from France and
Mm-hmm.
he just kind of was one of those, he's like just talking in circles. And so he got like halfway there and then he pulled back a little bit, but still have him in for at least like a mini SaaS plan. And then he's going to upgrade that to the full SaaS and then the voice AI. So again, it's a foot in the door. He's got 2 different product launches that are coming from France into the US, of which is also going to be manufactured soon here in the US versus over in China. And so I'm making an introduction to a friend of mine who does plastics engineering for the past 40 years. So plastics molding, injection molding, and things like that. So that's all he does. He's an engineer. So that was really kind of interesting. So it's kind of segueing also into just sort of business strategy there for that introduction. And then to boot, I mean, another win is the fact that Jay Turner's showing up on camera and not with that meme that causes seizures. So thank you, Jay Turner, for showing up today.
I do request, if I'd known you had seizures, I totally would have abstained from the meme.
If you notice on any of the recordings, I'm constantly moving what is a post-it note over the top of you.
No
Jay.
way.
I'm not
Okay.
kidding, because it's so distracting.
Yeah, I'm a me guy, so.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a good movie. Don't get me wrong. It's funny, but yeah.
All right. That's awesome.
Stacy,
Who
I got a
else has got a
question.
win?
I also got a
Sorry,
win
go ahead, Jay.
similar to that. I got a startup. They're a software company, and they got locations in Europe. And I'm wondering, I've never had a client outside of the U.S. Is there anything special, Charles? You may know this. There's anything special to be mindful of with the client that's in Europe as far as tax, the taxes and all that. I don't know.
I
I
guess
mean,
just ask them what they want.
I've got a pretty big e-commerce. They do government contracts. It's all B2B government. I mean, that's their problem. It's not mine. Quite frankly,
It's always
Yeah.
their problem with
that's. I mean,
Charles.
that's SaaS. I mean, they. I mean, they usually, depending on their payment processor, how their payment processor set up, international automatic taxing is dropping. It's already in QA. So if they raise a stink about it, then just say, hey, it's coming. They can do manual taxes as it is. They just can't do automatic. But it depends on what they're doing, what they're selling, and where they're selling to. You know, I don't know what software laws are in the UK as far as sales go and that and everything, but I mean they'll know all that. I wouldn't even worry about it, honestly. If it comes up, then say, hey, we've got it coming. It's in Q&A right now. Should be out in the next 4 to 8 weeks. Hopefully it doesn't take that long, but I would say 4 to 8 weeks. Rather under promise and over deliver than the other way around. So
Right.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I've got a handful in Canada and UK, and I've never heard a peep out of any of them when it comes to that. So
I like that.
the only people I ever hear complain about it are agencies.
But ideally, I would just ask them exactly what they want, and based on that, if you can do it, it's fine. most likely they already should know what exactly are the requirements. So
Yep.
because we can keep guessing or we can just do that, but there are crazy laws in Europe. It's I don't know why. Stupid. Anyways, but yeah, so you had a win, Jay? Or was
Had a
that the
few.
win?
I got my first landscaper, and
Oh, nice.
AI, the AI agent was what did it for him. He was like, "Oh man, I'm always up in a tree or something when a call comes in." So
Nice.
Nice.
yeah,
Good stuff. How did
How'd
you
you-
get that
Yeah, to prospect him.
he was a
Yeah.
referral through
referral?
Charles's
That's
method. Somebody he was referred to me by a affiliate.
Ooh, very
nice.
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 Yeah, high five,
Very
Charles.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, high five,
Affil-
Charles. Mine was a referral
affiliates
too
are
from
great.
an affiliate.
Hmm.
Affiliates are great.
Yeah.
All right. Who else has got a win to share?
Well, I think I've got some coming up. I actually went to the networking this morning and had basically everybody that I've been chatting with come up to me this morning and say, like, I need to talk to you about getting my website up and running, or I need a lander, or we need to talk about the voice AI stuff. I got asked to host the next week's coffee again, and also the actual networking club's board asked me to come in and like do a thing on AI for him as well. So I've got like three or
Nice.
four people that I've got to chat with, and we're going to be integrating their software, which is called Clubworks, with HighLevel, so they can handle people coming in and kind of like checking into the events and things like that. So going to be doing a lot of that stuff. So should be cool.
Do they sell clubs with nails in them and clubs with
No, this
leather
is like
handles?
like
or-
like clubs, like hobbies and networking and stuff.
Okay.
Clubworks is no, that's my other site that I got that will but yeah, I can give you a special deal on that, Jay.
That's the nighttime site.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh well, I might go then, since I'm unmuted
Yeah.
and throwing shit at people. Just a couple of little wins here, standard kind of week. I've got my first jeweler who's come on board, which is kind of cool. I'm like,
Nice.
have not been pursuing that vertical, but that's quite exciting for them and really getting them online. Our cards have all just arrived.
Awesome.
And looking
Nice.
amazing and very different from other people's. So
Yeah.
hopeful that that's going to be a nice point of difference as we start hitting the road. We've also just launched the rebrand of the SaaS agency, like the SaaS side of the business, with only 2 hiccups. So that was amazing. One of which was me sending out a link that got auto-corrected by Google. So everyone got the wrong login link because it was the wrong web address. So that was great.
Nice.
Luckily only to existing clientele, and most people are happy with us, so no one got too annoyed. And then last night I've picked up another European client, which was a referral from an existing client, and another one in Canada as well coming on later in the week. So, just kind of standard chugging along, not amazing wins, but if you don't celebrate the small wins, you'll never celebrate any of the wins.
Yeah,
This is
that's where it
true.
starts. What's the offer?
Congratulations.
What's the offer you're selling?
Which one?
Like, let's say jeweler.
The jeweler.
did-
The
did you
the
buy?
jeweler has come on board for full sub account. We are integrating the new product that hasn't officially launched yet that you know about, Alok.
Yeah.
So they are one of our beta testers on that. They've already bought 5 for their whole team. Plus we're doing reviews, plus we're doing their website hosting, CRM, everything.
Nice.
Right now they're not looking at AI agents, but that's probably the future upsell for them as well.
They'll take it.
Yeah, in
They have to.
time. But they're coming off a Squarespace website and no CRM. So like they're down here and we're taking them to like here, and
Correct.
then we'll keep going.
Yeah,
They're
that's
a
already a big
jeweler?
jump for any business who
Yeah.
doesn't have a system and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, slow and steady. Get them used to the basics, and then
They're
super
a
awesome.
jeweler?
Congrats.
They're a jeweler and they were using Square?
Yes.
Squarespace for the
Wow.
website.
You know, Squarespace sells themselves as a CRM. They're really not.
Yes.
But you
No.
can email through there, and it's ridiculous how it's so fifth grade. But I've talked to people, and they were like, "No, it says it's a CRM. It's a CRM." I'm like, "No, no." So,
But that clearly
wow.
shows they don't know what a CRM is. So
No.
cool. Congrats on that. Super awesome. Thanks for sharing. We got Jared in the house. Jared, we're talking about wins, mate. Do you have any wins?
Getting
And then
that,
we'll open up a can.
getting that
Getting it.
fucking Google business profile reinstated. That was
That
my
is a
win.
That is a win.
What a job that was. And what was interesting, right? Because I'm in this group and I'm bouncing around in the merchant group and a few other places. And everyone had thoughts and their ways of doing it, but there was no clear outline of doing it, like of getting it through. And the other part of this, because I think this is great for everyone on this call to know about, because it fits in with everything that we're doing. And I did hear like 2% of people can have this happen to them. And it just so happened that it was one of my guys. But what we ended up doing was we engaged with someone and they more or less took the profile, stripped everything out of it, which, you know, after them doing it made a lot of sense. So they ripped the website back out. They ripped out all their service locations out of there. They made sure that the hours are like super, super standard. And then they resubmitted it. They, for us being in Australia, you know, you just need an ASIC registration for your business just to go, hey, this is a legit business. Here it is. So we just made sure that that was in there when we were submitting it, and then it came through, which was amazing. So what's a bit sad about that is that was my highest performing campaign. So in less than 2 weeks, or in 2 weeks, we had them from not even having a Google business profile, a Facebook page, and no website, to then showing up 8 out of the 10 keywords in the local area in spot 1, 2, and 3. So it was like, dude, you're going to be my case study. I'm going to get a video from you. You're going to shout out from the rooftops how fucking awesome we are. And then this happened. And I'm like, well, I can't ask him for that now because we've just bombed his GPP. So anyway, got it all fixed up. He was stoked. I'm like, guess what? We can go back for that testimonial. So we got that, we got a report back, and they've recovered on 2 of those keywords out of the 10 back to spot 1 and 2. Which I'm not mad about, because it's great to see that we've kind of gone from being off completely for 2 weeks and now being back and then hitting that. So I'm feeling pretty confident that we'll be able to get that back on track. He's also taken up a chatbot from us, because we're just doing a bit of a focus on that, because I'm doing one of Billy Jean's programs. And then the other win is something that I spoke to you about, Alok, is we had SaaSpreneur here in Australia, which is really cool. I got these shirts done. So got some Boulder Digital shirts printed out. And anyway, me being me, I just look at any opportunity to talk to someone. So I ran a report on those guys, and it was pretty crap. So I just said, hey, you know, just wanted to point out that I've run this quick report. I feel like there's some opportunity. They then said, we've already just signed up with another digital agency, so we're all good. And I was like, no, guys, you're not hearing me out. This is totally different to what an agency is currently offering to do for you. Check out this cool video I made, which is just a loom going through the reporting. And they're like, we love your passion, Jared, but, you know, like I said, we're all good. Then I was talking to Alok, and he shared this podcast with me that was talking about the changes for GPPs. And so I was like, look, please don't mistake my passion for pushing us. I really believe in it. What I've got here is going to help you guys out. Just check out this short 7-minute clip. And he's like, Jared, let's set up a call. So anyway, set up a call. He signed up with us. They're part of a franchise. And he said, Jared, if you can get this to work here, we're national. And if you can get this to work, we'll literally roll this out across the entire nation because I'm the marketing director for the company. So huge opportunity. Like in one state alone, they've got 14 sites. So that's been happening while that GPP's been hiding for my other client. I'm like, I needed to get my shit together to know that I can save these things in case it happens again. So I've just had a few balls in the air, but yeah, some massive movement from my end as far as that. But I'm just, leaning more into map optimization and review management.
Super
Nice.
awesome, man. Congrats.
Thank you.
The other thing, I just want to give a shout out to him. So I got one of his emails. I'm obviously on his list somehow. I don't remember how, but I got one of his emails and I was like, let me see what he's doing. And I clicked on the link, right? I clicked on the link and within a minute, he sends me a DM saying, dude, are you trying to buy things for me? Within a minute, he sends me a DM. The moment I clicked the link. Now, question for everyone here, other than Charles, I guess, is who here leverages trigger links?
Why you got to exclude me?
Because you're not an agency, Charles, and you don't care.
That's right.
You know what?
I use trigger
Charles,
links.
you're going to drop some trigger
That's why I
links in the
said.
chat
That's why I
anyway
said.
in just
I
like
know.
2 minutes.
I like what Pat said. He's going to drop a trigger link in there.
I
Yeah,
know.
Charles's trigger link is coming, and just give it a minute.
Charles's trigger links are not only in emails, man. It's on socials. Just mention Charles, and he would send you a DM right away. But having said that, other than Charles, that's why I said that. Who here leverages trigger links? Because that is a powerful use case.
I do on
Oh yeah.
everything.
He literally sent me a DM within 2 minutes, within a minute, and he's like, dude, this is exactly what I'm doing. And that's a powerful, if you're not, you should have, speed to lead is a big deal. We have all the tools in HighLevel, so we should 100% leverage those tools. And so, yeah, shout out to you, man, literally on it.
Actually, Jared, what he did was he built an automation and your email was in that automation just to kick that message to you and continue to have a conversation back with an AI, right?
Yeah.
Look, I'd love to say that I did that, but no.
But he shared me. So I saw that because I knew when I clicked the link, being a HighLevel agency owner, the term funnel hack, I was trying to understand what he's doing. On the URL, I see trigger links. I was expecting him to get back to me. Hopefully he would get back. But within a minute, he sent me a DM. He's like, dude, I just got an email saying you opened my email.
Don't be like that. Don't be so kind. I was like, are you going to buy some of my shit?
I'm not buying shit.
That's what
Can I give you a tip on the trigger links to make them even a little better?
Yeah, go ahead.
Add a counter for how many times a contact clicks it.
Yep.
I have a VSL for voice AI. And if somebody clicks it the third time, I get a text message immediately with their contact info and the phone number. And I call them and they're like, dude, I was watching your video. I'm like, no shit, for real? Wow.
Yeah.
A couple people are like, dude, obviously you're tracking my clicks. I'm like, well, yeah.
Which is what you should do as well. Should we talk?
Yeah. But adding the counter to have, see the people click it 2 or 3 times. I mean, if somebody's on it a third time, it's worth a phone call.
Yeah.
The big thing is speed to lead, right? I was talking to a guy from the Saspinor event yesterday and he lined it up really nice. He's like, look, the way I like to explain it is when you go to get a coffee, you go there because you like the taste of coffee and you like it, the efficiency of it. You can go in, you can ask for one, you can get one. But if you went in there and then they're like, yeah, look, I'm just tied up. I need to go out the back for a minute. Just fill out this form first and then I'll come back to you and I'll make you coffee. Like you're already annoyed that he's walking away. And then second of all, you're even more annoyed that you've got to then sit there and put your details in when you just want to get the outcome, which is getting the coffee. And we kind of, open this up a bit, but it makes a lot of sense, right? Is our business is no different to someone that's after a coffee. They're after an outcome. And so if you can get to them while they're doing that or while they're in that research decision phase, that's where you're going to win the most, because if they're doing that with you and you're not there to engage, then it's very easy for them to go to someone else. And this is exactly what we sell to people when we're talking about chatbots, voice agents and things like that.
Yeah, super awesome.
Also the dentist that took the voice agent, he's now taking a chat bot because I spoke to him on Sunday. He's had the bot for a month, so he was really happy with that. And he's also taking the mapping tool as well. So we'll have him at $997 a month, which would be cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So a couple of good wins.
Nice. All right, let's see.
We got lots of people.
we can
Dan,
go in for Q&As if
Georgia.
no one
Georgia
has
hasn't
wins.
said any wins.
Oh yeah, Georgia.
Yes, she did.
She did? Oh, that's
Totally did.
She totally had a ton of wins.
The
The jeweler.
I'm
jeweler.
sorry, I just
Yeah.
spaced. I
You've
spaced out.
become an
Sorry.
old man. You
I
become an old man.
Who's
Okay?
this? Who's this? What?
You've become an old man.
Who?
Pat's
What?
in a holiday mood. He's
Yeah.
going away tomorrow. So
So
Yeah,
what about
already.
Alfonso? I thought we were going to hear some, wins.
What wins?
Where is he?
All right, yeah. So,
All right, let's
Yeah, Alfonso's wins. Yeah.
so I'm meeting a restaurant guy tomorrow. He's got a few restaurants in the LA area. So I met him at some event. He gave me his card. I called him up, gave him a cool explanation about review systems. Like, come on over to the restaurant. So I'm meeting him tomorrow. And I also won some gift cards. I forgot to mention. I go to these events. People, put in their cards and all. I won $25 Home Depot, Office Depot, and $200 today at some other Target gift card. I'm like, dude, you just go in and get free
by
shit,
going to
Oh,
free.
you
Okay,
need
so
to
free
send some
alcohol.
luck. You need to send some luck around.
so basically you're going to some free trade shows, right?
Yeah.
You're visiting there, you're selling your shit there, and you're also winning gift cards.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Good stuff. And plus, many of them
Oh,
have
and some
free
trade
food
show
and
has
alcohol.
free food and alcohol, right? That I was about to say. So
Oh,
yeah, okay, well,
it's amazing.
good stuff. All right, see you, Steven. All right, congrats, man. That's awesome. All right, let's see. Does anyone have any questions? Let's do one at a time, please. Raise your hand if you want to ask a question. If not, we can sit quietly here,
Yeah.
staring at
Kind of
faces.
sit.
Yeah, cool. All right, Jared, go ahead.
AI question, guys. I've got Closebot, but I'm trying to make a half decent conversational bot for my website, just so that I can kind of push out more sales quickly through the GHL platform. Didn't matter if you might already know this. I'm sure you guys do, but when you go to create a bot, you've got whether it's more informative or if it's going for the booking. I've tried both. And what I found was the book is just going hell for leather, trying to get a name, number, and email address rather than being conversational. Tried different prompts. And then the only way I kind of got it to slow down a bit was by adding in discovery questions, but it didn't really give me enough to add. It didn't give me enough to kind of ask enough discovery questions to still kind of let it flow. I've just been on a call, which is why I was late to this one. And they said that that the other option is to do one from scratch. So I was just curious to know if anyone's using HighLevel for their chatbots and crushing it at the moment, and how you're doing it to make it look more permission based rather than let me just hit home trying to get an appointment with you.
Other than Charles, I don't know that anybody's using conversation bot.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't changed my prompts since it first came out. Quite honestly, I haven't touched the thing, and it does just fine on the conversation. Now, I have two bots. The first one is my primary is appointment set. The secondary is a Q&A. But it doesn't hammer them. It'll sit there and answer all their questions, and then usually after a few questions, it'll try to ask, hey, do you want to, which is what I would want a live person to do.
Correct.
I wouldn't want anybody sitting there answering 5-10 questions without asking for an appointment. If I'm putting an appointment setter in place. So, but I don't feel like it hurdles them, and it seems to do a good job between. It seems to switch out of the appointment into the Q&A. I don't have anything special in my prompt. No crazy instructions or anything. Straight out a Hey Levi promptoneer. It just worked. Now I have a ton of Q&As for my knowledge base. I started having some issues, but then I figured that out was a Q&A issue. It wasn't the bot itself. It was bad Q&As, bad Q&A pairs. There wasn't enough context in the question. And so it was just, while it made sense in the conversation, and there was some context, it wasn't enough to really ground the bot. But I haven't had any issues with it. It sends out trigger links. Just fine. Sends out, same thing with voice AI. I use trigger links on the voice AI side. I never send a regular link on the voice AI side because
Jared,
I want to
are
be
you
able
using the form-based bot or the prompt like the original chatbot in HT?
No, see, I'm not using the original, so I think I'm going to switch to that because it sounds like Charles has done that and set up on the original with being able to prompt it. And this is
but
what I
I'm not
mean.
really prompting it. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm not giving it crazy instructions. There is
Yeah, but
basics
if
about
you-
my
if-
business and
if-
personality, and then it's just factoids about the business. Like I provide 2 services, CRM, VA, here's pricing breakdown, simplified.
Yep.
But there's really there's no real instruction to follow this process, do this, do that, make sure you bake them a cake before you ask them to dinner. I don't do any of that shit.
Right,
but
the difference is with that form-based bot right now, if you choose the objective to book an appointment, the dude
goes
build it, it does nothing but.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
It's
goes
like psychotic. It's like, do you want to book an appointment? Well,
It
what
goes
color
tunnel
is your
vision.
wall? It's red. Do you or don't you want to book an appointment? It loses its it won't. So you're probably better starting from scratch or doing.
I think so, man. Yeah, it sounds like that's what's working well at the moment. Because to your credit, Charles, you might not have prompted it much, and I've got a cool prompt that I've built in the background, which would probably be enough. It's just I haven't tried that yet, the start from scratch, because I didn't realize that when you go to create the bot, it's got, do you want this or this, like option A or B? But if you actually click the little down arrow to the right of it, you can then go start from scratch, and then drop your prompt in there. Because if you have the objectives, Charles, of going, hey, what do you want? And then it's normally just got the 3 name, number, and email address. It just hits home trying to hit those. And you'll ask a question about the business and it'll answer it and go, and your name. And then you'll ask something else and it'll go, an email. So it's not conversational. It's like, I'm just going to keep trying to hit marks.
I think those bots are still good. I still think they serve a good purpose. I think, okay, if it goes into, they ask about billing. Okay, well, I don't need to know anything except I need to make sure I get your damn information and how I can get a hold of you. I don't need any other nonsense. I need you to answer these questions because I can't do anything until those questions are answered. So, cases, scenarios like that, I don't mind it hammering on that because, what else are you going to do except, if you were on a phone call with the customer, you'd be sitting there going, okay, you done yet? Can we get back to what I actually need to help you? So I don't know. Yeah, just try the prompt based version, but yeah,
or do
I don't
the
have
one from
any
scratch and you can kind of gear it where you want it to go.
I reckon that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give that a go next. I'll report back next week.
Jared, are you trying to make it do like any kind of demo or anything else like that, or just be site support kind of a thing? And then
so it's
appointments.
But more informative, Pat. So I've done the knowledge base and stuff. It was pretty cool. So the Billy G training has been putting all of this stuff together. And so we've made a cool brand profile. We've made the knowledge base as well, which is then, informed on all the stuff that it knows about our business. We've dropped it into a Google Doc so that we can update it live and then just resync it as we need to. So it's finding that information fine. It's just its approach is shit. So it's just trying to get it to be less name, number, email, and be like, okay,
Yeah.
so tell me
It's-
about why we're here. What are you
yeah,
looking
it's-
for specifically? How can I help with
it
this?
kind of it's a little autistic when you use the form based one. It's like it literally, yeah. I tested it out before they released it. And it was just like, guys, this thing like it just goes and goes and goes. Like it focuses.
Yeah.
It's like a dog with a bone.
It's all or nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. I saw it and I went, this is going to make a great appointment bot because it's going to just absolutely go for that.
Yeah, you just hammer.
But if they're not ready for that, like I was last night as I was putting it together at like 12:30, I'm going, yeah, this would be sick because then I can like get someone like put it on a page where it's like, cool, this is your appointment spot. Like, go home, get that appointment. But I just want something to be more nurturing and comforting and informative before they get smashed into submission. So I'll give that a go. I'll break into it and I'll report back in the group so that everyone can kind of know how that turned out.
Now, what you could do is you could have the two bots, and so you could have the informative bot, and if somebody says, I'm interested in an appointment, you can trigger the workflow that switches bots, and then you go to the form-based bot, and it's going to hammer it for an appointment.
Is there like a quick 3-second way of telling me how to do that?
Let me see if I can. I might have the workflow. Maybe do I have the
just because I don't want to chew into everyone's talk time?
Oh no. Let's see here.
What did you really mean when you said 3 seconds? As long as
like do it as quick as you can because I don't want Dan being upset because his hand's raised.
All right. So yeah. So what you do is let's start from scratch. So you can trigger a workflow from inside the bot, right? And so if somebody says, yes, I'm interested in an appointment, what you would do is you trigger the workflow and you come over here to AI and you update the bot to update conversational bot status. And then what you do is that you basically you can switch to whichever bot you want, like your booking bot. Like this would be, I was working on the like a chat demo. So chat demo stage 2 is the booking, and then turn that one to active. And at that point, the current bot turns off, this one turns on and begins the conversation. So
yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Like I want to build something like that, a demo bot. Closebot have got something like that. But I just want to put it on our actual AI chatbot page rather than the whole website, and just have the website where it's like the informative part. Your demo prompt, Pat's boss as for phone calls. Like I throw that at people all the time to go, hey, if you want to check out what this looks like, give it a buzz.
Oh, the role play?
Yeah, the role play. And I think that really spins it on its head. And it goes, what business are you in? And it's almost like they're shell shocked for a second when you're staring at them do the call. They're like, what the heck? And then they're trying to, yeah, that's right, I'm a mechanic. And then they go into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So massive kudos, mate. That's
cool.
pretty awesome.
Glad it works. See, last thing on this one is I would probably put a wait step in there and wait like a 2-hour wait. So that way, or an hour wait, maybe something like that. So that way, this workflow, like if it does happen to accidentally trigger again, they'll already still be in here. And so they can't
add them back in.
Yeah, they won't add them back in.
Okay,
so that's
cool.
basically
Thanks,
what
man.
Yep.
All right.
Hey, Dan, what you want?
Dan, what's up?
I just want to say if anybody didn't watch the Frank Kern Selling on Social that they host, you know what I'm talking about?
I watched it.
I haven't.
Get the assets in that. He's got a really good free snapshot.
You got the link for that?
Facebook.
Drive?
Trying to, but it's not letting me paste it.
Yeah, that's on my to-do list to work that out.
Yeah. This might be the Google Drive that I just pasted in there if it lets me, or maybe that's too long.
What about it appealed to you, Dan?
Well, one, he was talking about, and I kind of tested this with a few posts that are like they're photo posts, but they're like text-based, basically,
Yeah.
And one was you didn't go to law school to play receptionist. That was for voice AI, and then you get GPT to write the copy, and the copy tells the story.
Mm-hmm.
And my Facebook business page has I don't know, 100 followers, so it's nothing. But he was talking about now with Facebook, showing how many people or showing it to people that aren't your page. And then, I'm gonna keep playing with this and then try to put a little ad spend. But the snapshot that he gives you has everything set. All you need to do is just change the messaging for like the SMS or the Facebook DM and the
Yeah.
Facebook post link, and it's ready to roll. That's what
I
I
saw
like.
that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you got some
So
traffic out of it, huh?
I did, and I got a
Wow.
couple comments, and the DM started, and they were like, So basically, the way
Pretty
I set it
cool.
up is it sent them the VSL. To my knowledge, they haven't called the demo number. So,
Mhm.
but I was like, okay, you know what? If it worked off of one post, and I shared it in a couple groups, so
Mhm.
I don't know how many people actually saw it, but just if somebody wants to do something, because with a lot of the types of posts that are working on Facebook right now, it's like that text-based photo post, like if you follow Jeff Miller, like, that's pretty
Yeah.
much what he does with all his ads. And if Facebook's going to show it to some people, and, we're all talking about like, we want it automated, there's the snapshot. And I mean, if Frank does it, and I looked at his page, he runs ads to these posts. Like I checked all
Yeah.
his ads. Like, so if he does it and he gave it to us, I'm like, why not?
Yeah. Well, I was very curious about that because it all cinches or clinches, whatever the word is, on whether that is really true that Facebook is broadly sharing this content to people that are outside your
I
friend
see
zone.
stuff in my feed all the time now that
I do
don't know
too.
what it is, and I have to put, hey, I'm not interested in this,
Yeah, me
block this,
too.
like I don't want to. So they clearly are.
I know
Yeah.
you should see all the Philadelphia Eagles stuff I get in my feed. I'm like, why is Dan feeding me this crap?
Well, the writing's on the wall, buddy.
no, it's
Hey,
not.
and just I'm telling everybody right now, okay? The
Here it comes.
NFL starts on Thursday night after Labor Day with Dallas coming to Philadelphia to watch us hang a Super Bowl banner. Okay. And I have tickets, and I'm actually inviting Jay to the game live. If you want to come and, just be part of the misery live, you're welcome to.
No, thanks. It's a 50-50 whether they're going to win or not. And
Okay.
I don't want to risk that.
Hey, I had a
But
quick question if you guys. I'm sorry, I interrupted Dan. A buddy of mine told me about that training. He said, you got to watch it. He plugged it real hard for me, and I never really took the bait on that. When they respond with that message that you talked, you put it in groups, are they coming back to your business page because that's what you have the API set up for Go High Level and you can have conversational AI? Or are you just referring they're going to come back to your personal page where there is no API and you have to manually respond?
Business page.
It's your
Gotta be a
business
business
page.
page.
And basically once you hook it up in your Go High Level account, it's your business page.
Mhm.
And you create the post, copy the link, like open the post in a new tab, copy that link. He shows you where to plug it into the snapshot, and off it goes. You just need to go through, and he's like, if you go and find it on the High Levels YouTube channel, that's the best place to watch it because you can, I don't know, it's just you can speed it up. Maybe you can.
It's only
on
2
Facebook,
videos,
but
right?
it's 2
It's only
videos.
2. Yeah.
And the one you really only have to watch, as far as I'm concerned, is day 2.
Yeah.
Where he shows you how to set everything up. Day 1 is like setting the stage, like, oh, why this works. I mean, you can watch it, but day 2 is, how to set it all up. And when you go into the snapshot, anything in a green box is a message. You just have to go in and customize the message. And, it's got trigger links. It tries to get their email so that you can email it to them, and, tries to get their cell phone number if you want to text it to them. If not, it'll just, send them the info on Facebook, which is better than nothing. So he does it with a lead magnet. And then once they get the lead magnet, a couple hours later, it's like, oh, by the way, I sell something. So, you got to kind of figure out
which one is it, Dan? He's got like selling on social, and then he's got
It's the most recent one. I think it was 2 weeks ago.
2, yeah.
I'm dropping
selling on social. But if you look at the Drive folder that I dropped in the link there,
I put in there too. That's from 2 weeks ago.
Thank you.
If that Drive folder opens up, there's a doc in there that has the snapshot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
There's one
it's
from
opening
4
as well.
weeks ago as well. So do we do like 2 weeks or 4 weeks?
Selling on social.
4 weeks. 4 weeks.
All right.
I dropped the links in the chat.
Very key to that
Both
too,
of
by the
them.
way, was he really stressed doing a giveaway of something real of value.
a lead magnet of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah, lead
So
magnet.
yeah, I mean the lead magnet, like we could all get creative and spit something into GPT and then take that
Mhm.
GPT and throw it into Gamma. If you don't use Gamma app, you should. And it prints stuff up nice and pretty, and quick too. So, but yeah, if you want to build a list, try to get their email. And
I'm glad you checked that out, Dan, because I was hesitant to spend the time on it just because I didn't know if it all rests on whether Facebook's algorithm was as he promoted. I was going to test it on a directory invite, a free directory listing.
but you absolutely
It should
should.
work. It should work.
Yeah.
It's a good
Yeah.
idea, Jay.
Yeah.
I have a
I mean-
question related to that. I'm sorry. The post there that you give, and it's going to be your business page. Should you turn your business page more into a personal, like
Yeah.
you should have your fixed
That's what he
page?
says.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
Don't do
think
it
of
for a
it this
brand
way.
page because it's too impersonal.
You
know,
think of
and
it
you're
this
going to be
way,
posting
Steven.
in these business, you're going to be posting these Facebook groups. So the post you put in the Facebook groups has to have your face on there. If it looks like if it's coming
Just
from a
make
brand.
your business page like very similar name to your personal page.
So
Yeah.
when you're a business owner, you also need to work on your personal brand. So you should have a business Facebook page for your own personal brand, which is your name. That's exactly what Frank's page is. So,
Yeah.
and then you would join the groups with the page, because now you can join a group with a page, right? So you join the groups or something with the page, and then when you make a post, you can automate because it's a page. Does that make
I
sense?
like that.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. So you wouldn't even have your business name in this. Is it a
Nope,
what do you call
just
that page
your name.
exactly? Just your
a page.
name.
Yeah, your name.
Yeah,
Business
just your
page.
name. Yep.
Okay. You have to do you know how you can convert your personal page to, like, what do you call it again? Like
Professional.
yeah, is that what you're talking about? Or you're talking about literally
No.
get a business no.
Literally a Facebook page.
It has to be the
Gotcha.
business page, Steve, because Frank is using the AI or the whatever
Got
to
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
respond to
conversation.
people.
Yeah.
Depending on, I think, Dan, he
And
said,
I'm basically going to take my business page and just rebrand it as my name. Instead of
Gotcha.
starting from scratch.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Is
gonna
it
do that
better
on
now?
Instagram.
Yeah, is it
I'm
going
gonna
to be
do that
better
again.
to try to change the name or just create a new page?
I would just create a new. if you don't
I
have it.
think if you've already got, like, if I wanted to have a personal brand page, I would never try to convert my current page. There's
My
too much
page
content,
is so
there's too much
dead, I
information.
might just keep it.
Yeah, because
Just because there's content on there.
and it also depends on your exit plan. So, if you're planning on exiting, well, you don't want your personal brand to be the asset of that company. You want to be able to say, hey, here's all my assets, take that. This is mine. It's my personal brand, and be able to define that separation between
that's
the
a great
two.
point,
That-
Charles.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's
I
really what
100%
you have to
recommend
think
is
about.
having a separate page on your name.
In fact, maybe you
You can
want to
create as
build up
many
your
pages
personal
as you want.
brand. In fact, maybe you want to build up your personal brand. That way, when you do exit, you still have something to lean on. I know a lot
Exactly.
of information marketing businesses back in the early 2000s wrestled with this, because they were newsletter based. And so it's like, well, you give away the newsletter, but the magic of the newsletter was the personality behind it,
Cool.
Anyhow, it's a good snapshot. So if anybody wants it, I recommend go check out those videos.
It's also not a bad thing to give away to your clients. If they're doing if they're doing social through your social poster, you can
I
kind
mean,
of give
this
them that
could be an
snapshot.
offer for your clients. This is an
Yeah.
offer for your clients, which you can sell. Because guess how many businesses, I mean, in local business groups, right? We talk about prospecting in local business groups, right? In your communities and all that stuff. Every business owner is posting there to maybe get a lead or a client or something. They would post their picture of a business card or something, expecting someone would give them a call watching their business card photo. Instead, they should all be doing this, what we are just talking. They should have their business pages, making a post, send them a DM, and then automate an appointment booking bot on the back end for them. So this could be an offer for a business.
Could be. I like
Yeah.
I like the idea of, like Charles says, is just pack your SaaS offer with everything. That way they stay,
I was just going to say, Dan, something that's been working for me post the SaaSpreneur event as well is I've been going live every day. So I'm doing like live 365 at the moment. Out of that so far, I think I'm up
I
to like
caught
day.
one of them.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
and you started off with and you were like, "Huh, just me and a gin and tonic," and I was like, "Oh, what the hell is this guy doing?"
Yeah, it sounds like a good time. Sounds like a good time. And so it's been interesting, right? Because you're like, what on earth am I going to talk about? And what I found is now doing it more and more. I think I'm up to day 19. Is that I look at the conversations that I've had with people in the day, and then it ends up just making some good content out of it. It's like, hey, notice that people are doing this, or they're having challenges with that, or this is what you should be doing with a GPP. And it's been building on that. But what's been nice is I'm getting DMs from people now that have been watching those lives, and they're like, "Hey, so I didn't realize that you do this. Hey, I wanted to know more about that." And so that's been good. Plus, the HighLevel community has been really good at getting behind it and liking my posts and putting comments in there as well. So that's been good. But I feel like that's actually started to help me in that personal brand side of things just by doing that.
I would recommend, just like I said, have that business page. So if we want to funnel hack what Frank Kern is doing, his personal profile, he doesn't do much on that. Everything happens on his business page or Facebook business page, which is his name, his personal brand as a page. He's very active on that. He's very active, and for obvious reasons, because you can do so much automations and you can leverage all the connections with HighLevel for a business page. Personal profile, there's nothing you can do. So if you're going live and you want to leverage the automations and all that stuff, I would recommend go live on your Facebook, create a Facebook page on your name, then go live on your Facebook page and share that live to your personal profile. So that if anyone comments on it, you can still leverage those automations.
So running it off a business profile, doing that. I'm not massive on the knowledge in the Facebook space. I thought that I'd changed my personal profile to be more like that anyway, because it's asking me about monetization and stuff.
No, that's professional mode is totally different. So Facebook has a personal profile where you can add friends, and Facebook page, which is where you run your ads and people can follow your page. So your name is Jared as a profile where I can add you as a friend, but you should also have a Facebook page, which is your personal name. Okay. Which is where you can, if you want to leverage your personal brand and all that. I mean, we can talk about it if you want.
Yeah, but it sounds like more work
just
as
like
well.
You have
Because I've already got the business page. Yeah, I've already got the Boulder
That's only
Digital.
Boulder Digital.
One of the big advantages or purposes of turning your personal page into a professional page is so you can do collaborations and actually get paid. But I don't think you can run ads from that professional page.
No.
So you'd have that's the big difference.
I think
do the professional.
I think you can now.
Page route.
I think you can now. Yeah.
From the professional page,
you don't get everything.
Yes, you can. The biggest advantage to professional is that it gears everything more towards followers instead of friends. It's creating a separation. Instead of having everybody friend you, they don't need to friend you. Your family and friends should be friending you. Everybody else should be following your profession. And it sets that to the primary call to action. So it sets follow to your primary call to action instead of friend. Plus, you get actual analytics, which you can't get on a regular personal profile. So you have no clue what's going, like, other than going through the posts and saying, oh, I got 26 comments or this, this many reactions. That's all you can see. In the professional, you get true analytics for your professional profile. So you can see trends, you can see your top performing posts. It's meant for professional personal brands. Is exactly why they did it.
Can you message back and forth?
Yeah, just like Messenger. I'm just in regular message. You can't do it through You can't do it through AI. But you can set up automations within Meta, as long as you have a professional profile. So they have enhanced the messaging for professional profiles.
But can you pull it into HighLevel?
No, you cannot.
So somebody follows you, you can message them just like they're your friend, but they can't message you like they're your friend, right?
No, it's
if I follow you, I don't get to message you. Otherwise, I'd follow everybody and message everybody. It's only if. So I'm wondering if somebody follows me.
Well, So that depends on how you have your inbox settings. That has nothing to do with personal or professional. That has to do with how you set up Messenger.
Okay, so somebody follows me, I have the right to message them. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, you can always message anybody on Facebook.
Oh,
It,
okay. You're
it's
not going to get carte
it's
blanche like
it
they're your friend. They're going to still say you have
no
to be accepted.
right, because it's all dependent on the inbox settings. It doesn't matter if you're friends,
Yeah, okay.
followers,
Thank you.
second cousins. It all goes back to the inbox settings.
Thank you for that.
Yep.
All right. You got 3 more minutes.
What content would you recommend for a business page that you turn into a personal page that doesn't look like complete fluff that you're just putting out there? Because I hate that struggle of like, oh, it's going to look crap. They're not going to believe it. Or would you buy that like sort of ready-made white label posting? I mean, people don't like that, but you got to make it look active, right?
If you're gonna do like a Frank Kern style, or like, you just need to be you. Like,
Okay.
Jared gave the perfect example. Just talk about what's going on. People honestly, like, they don't want to be sold on social media. They don't. They want to get to know you. And by, like right now, I mean, and this is one thing Beyond is doing, as he's launching a SaaS agency from scratch. This is one thing he's really doing, is he is creating a greater personal brand for himself right now within his own audience of agency owners, because he's just, hey, this is what I did today. I didn't get crap done. Like, this is day 10. Yeah, didn't work out so well. Stuff happened, life happened. But that's what people like. They don't, it doesn't need to be about, oh, look at all this awesome stuff I did today. That's great and all, but that doesn't make you relatable. You want to be relatable. You want to be
That,
recognized
and
and
there's also
remembered.
too, think about who like your target audience is,
Yeah.
and just find content that speaks to them, whether it's a video or a picture post. The other thing I would say too is look at your Facebook feed and all the stuff that they're suggesting to you right now. There are a lot of similar type of posts. It's a picture post with some text on it, big bold text, and then there's a lot of copy. Then you have to click the see more button, and a lot of those posts too will say something, and then the first comment is a link to get you somewhere else. So I'm like, I mean, everybody will tell you something different. I'm just going to try what Facebook's throwing in front of my face. I've never done that. I've always been like, I will resist you, Facebook. I know more than you, and I don't. So right now I'm seeing stuff. I'm like, who is this person? Why am I seeing this? And it used to be when you click not interested, Facebook's little pop-up would say, okay, we won't show you posts like this anymore. Now it says we won't show you posts like this for a little while now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's coming back.
So you're saying that you accept them, then you comment on them, and then you share them to your audience, and that's how you're going to create content. Is that what you mean by that?
No,
Like,
just say look at the content that's being generated or
The
throw it
type
in
of
your
content.
feed and just kind of mimic it.
oh, we're right. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Got
use
it.
GPT,
Yeah.
schedule it out, and then if you want to go live, yeah, you can always do that.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I like Pat's content. Pat, you're funny. You got really creative stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know if it just comes naturally to you or what.
It's definitely not business related. I just shit post. So hey, it's a nice outlet.
But if
It's
you
But
if you
having
have a
said that,
hard time, if you have a hard time doing content, you could always, like, pair up with someone. Like, get on a Zoom call, record the damn Zoom call, say, okay, we're going to be on here for at least half an hour. Let's talk about, what's going on in the world of AI, or whatever you want to talk about. It doesn't matter. Business, AI, communications, like customer relationships, reputation, whatever. Doesn't matter. Just get on a Zoom call with a buddy that also has the same exact problem that you have, needs content, and they hate doing it. And then you take that long form video and you just put it into captions, or you put it into, I mean, the script, and just generate a ton of shorts. 30 minutes, I mean, you can get at least 20 good shorts out of it. And then you space those out, put some just plain background, maybe a colored background and text on top of it in between, post a few times a week. I mean, you do a 30-minute call once every 2 weeks or once a month or whatever, and you've got content that, depending on how often you're doing it, you've got video content that you can put out every 2 or 3 days and have it cover the entire month.
And to
Great
add,
idea.
And it's content.
add to what Charles is saying, I used to not record all of my sessions when I jumped on Zoom. Now I record every single session, because sometimes you'll be talking with people and you drop awesome stuff, or they drop awesome stuff.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, I should have been recording this. And I remember one lady, Jenny, she was just dropping so much valuable content. And I'm like, we should be recording this. She's like, yeah, we should. And we didn't turn it on. And then we kept going. I'm like, we should have recorded this whole thing. And that was my moment where I went, I'm recording every session, whether people like it or not. No one's like, one person's like, oh, you're recording it. So yeah, so that I can come back and recall on this information. But I take every recording, Charles, like what you're saying, and then I feed it into Minvo, into Opus, whatever it is that I'm using. And I've got like 100 gig of content sitting in there waiting for us to go through and digest it, purely because I've made so much content from it. It's so easy now to do. And GPPs, you can also upload video as well. So there's content spots there.
Do you need to ask people before you post on social media?
I just have it in the T's and C's permission when they approve it.
Got it.
So
yeah,
one thing I'll tell you real quick, Jared, are you recording in Zoom?
I am, and the video quality sucks. I even have...
so here's two things. You need to, anybody else, open up a VPN, place yourself in Canada, okay, and go straight to and you can do this on your mobile phone. It's a little wonky doing it on your, I know it works on the mobile phone, it may work on desktop. VPN yourself in Canada, Google Zoom pricing, and you can buy a single license of Pro in Canada. You don't have to buy 10 licenses. So if you didn't know that, and that gets you 1080 upstream and downstream, which is a hell of a lot better than 720. Now you still have to create a ticket with support to say I want to enable full HD 1080.
Full HD.
But the thing is, you have to first get that business account. If you VPN yourself into Canada, you can buy a single license instead of being forced to buy 10. That's step number one. Step number two, you can zap from, and you may be able to do this in NAN or whatever platform you're using, but I know you can do it in Zapier. You can zap your Zoom recordings up to YouTube as unlisted. Okay. And then Opus just released where they will auto scrape your new videos and create shorts. So it's all done. You save the recording processes, it uploads to YouTube, it processes on YouTube. Opus automatically grabs it and it'll create a thumbnail, it'll create your social media posts, and it'll create all the shorts, and you can schedule everything from Opus. And
I love that.
Done. Like
I love that, but there's some recordings I wouldn't want sent zap through just because people share some private stuff. So I pick and choose some of my.
And there may be a way to set a filter in, like I'm not sure how you would do it. Maybe a separate calendar.
You can just
or something.
decide.
I don't know, but but at least that way it's done. It's up there. If you decide not to use it, it's unlisted, so nobody's going to find it. So you could always go delete it if you wanted to, or save it for later. 5 years down the road, you use it as a reference because it's no longer relevant in that same context it was. But yeah, I mean, you mentioned Opus, and that's what made me think of that. Is that you can Opus just release that update, and then that's how I ended up with Zoom Business, because I was like, I don't want to sit here and buy 10 plus licenses for Zoom Business just to get 1080.
I just sent an email and asked them, Charles, and because they were like, oh, we can do it if you email us. I'm like, great, do that. So they did, but the quality's still poor. I think the other suggestion I got from a
It's
guy
not-
named Joey.
It's not 10. So here's how. So do me a favor. If you click the little caret by video and go to video settings
Yep.
and go to statistics
Yep.
and then go to video,
Yep.
what do you see your
Ah, you
resolution at?
mother. It's
There you
it's
go.
1080. It's 1080. It's 1080. It's not 1080.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Yeah, that explains a lot.
You
So,
have to have a business account.
yeah, it's
There's
640
no
by
two ways
360.
about it.
That's why it's so awful. Yeah, how interesting. They lied to me, Charles.
So, but it's also dependent on the host. So if Pat is the host, it all backs off of him. So if like I was the host, everybody else would come in at 1080 as long as they had HD on. And
I might
that's
have a
just
look
a
at
toggle of the box.
So
I might have a look
your
at
you
own
may
Zoom
start
session.
Look at
Launch your
this,
own
start
Zoom
up your
session
own
and then
Zoom
check.
session
Yep.
and check it and see what you're at. If it hits 720, then you'll know that. I mean, that's as high as you're going to get on a pro account, a Zoom Pro or Zoom One, whatever the hell they call it now.
It's pro.
Is it pro? Whatever the normal single license is.
And you're saying
that
10
caps at
licenses? I
720.
see only like here's the pricing which I see here for Zoom.
Right. So if you go
the one
right,
or
but
99.
you need the business one is the
I mean,
one
yeah,
that
I'm on
you're-
business. Yeah, I'm on business for 1080. I understand that. But
so
I was not
in
sure
the
of that
US,
10 package. In the
well,
US,
and it
is
may
10?
be in the US you have to buy 10 licenses.
Huh, that's stupid.
So
So come to Australia, guys. I mean, I think
no
you can
no
buy one
crap.
as well.
Because
I upgraded last month or something when I found this exact thing out. I was like, yeah, the stream is not shit. You can just send an email, and then the email support said, hey, you need to for 1080 you need to be in business. I was like, yeah, I'm already on pro. Just upgrade me to business. I don't mind. So I upgraded to business, and then they activated on the back end. So, and it's stupid. You have to send a support ticket to activate it. It's such a dumbass move. But
it is, and don't try to do it through chat. It will never get done.
You have to send a
just
support
start
ticket.
a support ticket and
Yeah.
So Zoom Canada VPN, and we want to get a business Zoom business.
Yeah, you need to be.
Yeah.
So on pro account, the
Or-
max you would get is 720p. If you want 1080, then you need to go
Okay.
on business.
Hey Charles, I can buy a single business in the U.S. I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm not on a VPN.
and it's certain regions. There's something weird, and Zoom may be changing this across the board. I just know when I did this a few months ago, I could not do it except if I VPN'd into Canada.
Right.
So if it lets you do just a minimum one, I mean,
oh shit! Wait,
it's worth the money. Because you get more storage, you get your meaning you have more participant capability, more storage, you get unlimited whiteboards and documents, and
I mean, obviously it's a better plan.
Yeah.
Oh, monthly. Okay, there it is. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And that Opus clip thing, Charles, is that you said the process is do your video in Zoom, upload it to YouTube, and then have Opus clip. That Opus clip thing where it cuts them out, it does it inside YouTube. It doesn't have to be a Zoom upload. It could be
It
any
doesn't
video.
do it in it can be any video that you upload to your channel. It's connecting to your channel, so it's watching your channel for new videos that come in, and then it'll grab it. It grabs it, clips it, and then you can go into Opus Clip and see which ones you want to use. You can make any edits that you want, but it's already applied your template to it. So however you have your caption styled and things like that would already be applied, and it automatically, you can set it to where it auto adds B-roll and AI generated, stock generated. You can even have it has a social planner built in. So if you're like, I always use their social planner because, I mean, why the hell would you want to download all those just to upload them to another platform to do the same thing it's doing? Like, that just makes no sense. So I would just push it all to the social planner. It creates the captions and you can post on all the platforms that support short form video. I mean, it's stupid quick and easy.
B rolls as well, Charles. Like that does decent B rolls every now and again too for AI and images.
Yeah. The stock is usually more reliable. Stock image B-roll is more reliable. AI, it's hit or miss. You know, it depending on how it clips it, it may not have the full context to be able to put in something that's hyper relative to what you're
Just
seeing.
curious on
I've seen some
Opus.
funky things come up.
On Opus, how many packs? So if one pack gives 3,600 credits per year, if it's annual. Which plan are you leveraging, Charles? Because I think you're the
Oh
person who'll
gosh,
be
I don't
spending
even
most.
know. I'm on legacy. I don't even know what that would be now.
Like how many minutes? I mean, I think that would justify.
Oh shit.
One credit is 1 minute of video processing. So roughly on an average, how many minutes are you processing a month?
I
With
buy
the
about
system which is a system you mentioned, like, hey, let's say every video call goes to YouTube and then YouTube to Opus on an average. I just want to understand the average. Same for you, Jared, if you have that running. What plan are you on?
I bought a year. I didn't use it all, and then it just banked up, and then I went to redo it, and then it gave me another year, and I had like 100 gig of video saved in Zoom, so I've just been smashing it, uploading it into there, and pumping it out. But like for a year, man, the thing is, if you use it, great, you can buy more credit, but it's you know, couple hundred bucks for the year. Minvo is another good one, guys. But Minvo I bought through AppSumo for about 800 bucks on a lifetime deal, and it gives me like 40 hours of video a month. So I did that more as I thought our business might go into that space of doing shorts for people, which we have done in the past, but I haven't focused on trying to sell it. So that's why I went with that, because I just went, well, if that product turns into an Opus, which it's definitely done that. Then you know you've got a good way to use it for yourself and on sell to your clients as a service.
That's a great idea. I have a quick question, if you don't mind, Dan or whoever. When you're actually a business page and you are posting in, Facebook pages or groups, I mean, do they see you any differently when you're asking permission to post or just posting? Do they view you differently since you're not a personal?
It depends on some of the group rules. You can keep pages from joining the group.
Oh, because you have your own page. You see that. Okay.
It depends on the host, like the group owner. They can choose if they can allow the pages to join or just personal profiles to join. So when you set up a group, you can select that in the settings. Having said that, do they see you differently? I mean, it depends on where you're posting and which groups are you posting on. Because I'm in local groups and there's every business pages who are part of local groups and they're promoting their business as a page. Okay.
I will say
I see that every time.
Yeah. And Alok's right. But I also think that as people scroll those pages, they get numb from the business. Like, hey, I'm a roofer. Here's my business card. So if you post as your name, even though it's a page, it seems like that's working better now.
Oh, and when I said page, I meant by your personal profile page as well, like your name as a page. That's what I meant as well.
So
I
my
don't mean
business page would
having
be
your
Dan
business
Doyle
name.
something.
Yeah.
And-
I don't
and
mean your
Stephen-
business name as a page.
And Stephen, Frank kind of addressed this, and he says, "So what? There's a million of these Facebook groups.
Yeah,
Who cares?
doesn't matter. Join more.
Yep, that's exactly what he
They're
said.
not allowed.
Find the next one. Yeah.
Thank you.
I do 3,600 credits a year.
36, yeah. So that's the one pack normal plan.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Hey, Charles, is that your...
No, go ahead.
No, I had a stupid question about his background. Is that wallpaper or is that a green screen? It's pretty cool.
Everybody
It's
has.
a green screen.
It's a
Okay,
green
cool.
screen. You know.
Well done.
There you go.
Charles is really into purple.
Yep.
I like it.
Hey, Charles, the other thing about that is, are you doing Buzzsprout again? Have you gone back to that? Because that same video can go back into Buzzsprout.
I'm still getting downloads, so.
From your past videos and uploads?
From my past podcast episodes, yeah.
Yeah.
So I still get downloads every week.
Yeah. Well, for SEOs, those Buzzsprout links are very good.
All right, guys. I guess it's time to say goodbye.
Yes,
Until
it
next
is.
week.
See you next week.
Thank you for all the tips, guys. Thanks.
Catch
Thank
you later.
you.
Great call.
Bye.
Hey, team.